Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Super Mario Bros. Wonder. So, we're in this third world, which is weird because it has no boss and it's just this Poplin going, prove your worth if you want the thing to save the kingdom. Which it's like, don't you want the kingdom to be saved?
Listen, he's a enigmatic monk dude who lives on a mountain. He has to be a dick about these things. It's part of the job description.
He's also probably incredibly out of touch because he lives on said mountain.
You know what? Until Lewis mentioned it last part, I never noticed that the insides of Peach's ears were blonde, and now I can't unsee it, and it looks weird.
I guess they just wanted to get all of her primary colors into the design somewhere, and they just picked a really weird place for the hair color.
Which is so strange. I think the dress would be enough to, it's like, hey, yeah, that's definitely Peach. Like, as an elephant. Like, the whip sides are about. That way, stupid.
Pink elephants on parade.
I really shouldn't complain though, because I've been wanting playable Peach and Daisy for a while, ever since
Daisy was particularly a surprise to me because they had brought Peach back for a couple of different things. So Peach being there is oh neat, but not shocking. Daisy being playable, I was legitimately very surprised about. I did not expect her to be playable at all.
It's cool.
It is cool, because I believe this is her first non-spin-off appearance since her debut.
Peach,
she wasn't even a playable character in that.
Peach doing that frickin' flip jump in her ballroom gown is just...
is metal as shit.
It is, but it's also really fucking weird.
I don't know how one completes an entire 2D platformer wearing high heels, but poor girl must have terrible blisters by the end of this.
She's barefoot as an elephant. So.
I was gonna say, I don't know how women can wear high heels and just move at all.
One of the fun bits of trivia regarding high heels that I actually heard, high heels and animation specifically, is that when they were animating Ruby, apparently the animators over at Rooster Teeth were required to spend some time wearing and walking around in high heels and learning how to walk in them properly to get the animation cycles right, which I found both funny but also a good experiment.
Yeah, it's method.
Yeah.
I've
heard of method acting, not necessarily method animating.
Oh, you do it. You do it all the time. Because no, in my opinion, granted, no sensible animator or artist does everything off the top of their head. They use references for a lot of things, and if
references are cheating, John, they're awful. You're not allowed.
Be gone, grifter. It's idiotic in my eyes, at least, to try and do everything off the top of your head because some dickhead told you that you shouldn't be using references. Hell no. If you cannot do it just off of your head and you have no reference immediately available from a Google search or what have you, you're doing that shit yourself.
Yeah. Do people honestly say that you shouldn't use references, not as a joke?
Dude, people will gatekeep anything and everything.
That's...
if it makes them feel
from my experience, the people that are saying that references are cheating are not artists themselves.
That's
so...
Yeah, I was going to say that's extremely out of touch.
You don't have to be a participant in a hobby in order to gatekeep said hobby.
Yeah.
Normally you'd think that a gatekeeper lives in the community that they're gatekeeping, but actually no. It turns out that they crowdsource that shit.
But I was gonna say, references are one of the most basic as shit art things ever. You go to an art class and you learn anatomy off of a reference. That's the oldest trick in the book. But
you need to read a book in order to learn how to write, Lewis? Wow, you're such a fake artist. I can't believe you.
I'm just like trying to wrap my head around the logic there. I don't know.
There is none. These people are morons. I'm sorry if you're offended by me calling you a moron in that context. Good.
You moron.
Even when you're drawing quote unquote without references, you're drawing like the frame of the body and then drawing over top of it. It's you're creating a reference. So like It's
yeah, but
kinda
it comes from the heart. And it didn't come from a Google search.
Actually, it came from that grade school drawing book that you learned from when you were a kid.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't read.
All right, well,
I forget exactly what we're swimming in. Is it supposed to be like?
I think it's just water.
Is it just water? Like, it's just gold-colored water? You know, because I don't want to. I don't want to cop out and make the easy piss joke, but it's like, is it? I think of Mario and I think of food, so it's like supposed to be like bubbly ginger ale.
It's just water, but that looks gold because everything around it is gold. That's just how that works.
I don't know. It looked kind of fizzy.
I do like the look of this level, but I think in terms of gameplay and progression, this is my least favorite world in the game. If I had to pick one.
This is also one of the largest next to the fourth world, I want to say, the sand world.
Yeah, I think Sand World's the biggest.
Yeah. But yeah, it's very weird that there's no boss fight in this world, if I recall correctly.
There is not. You get to there's another world that's like that too, World 5, I think.
Clearly, these worlds are the best in the game, then.
I mean, yeah. Granted, like, in hindsight, we can say that because we've already mentioned that the boss fights are pretty lackluster. At the same time, it doesn't really give the end of the world that kick, that send-off.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate that there's like there are some decent platforming gauntlets at the end to kind of indicate that, yeah, you have gotten pretty far. With that said, I do agree that, you know, it is a little bit weird not to have a boss. And maybe if the boss fights were better, I would care more about that, I guess is what I'm getting at.
I would say, like, in my normal frame of mind, when I see a platforming world that's this visually distinctive, my one of my first thoughts is, oh, what kind of cool boss is going to come from this? So it is a bit weird and disappointing to not have one.
Stop showing up after every level and give me this Wonder Seed.
I do like that the super jump from Mario 2 is in the game, though. Oh, you skipped it!
What?
Oh, wait, or did you already do that?
I just did that level.
Okay, then I wasn't paying attention. All right. I love the super jump in this game. It's one of my favorite badges, just because especially with the drill power-up, which I believe you get in next world, there's a lot of fun combinations you can do with that.
I will say that since, like, your health is tied to the power-ups, being able to just store a spare power-up and instantly get 2 hearts of health does kind of shoot the challenge in the foot in places.
I mean, that's been a thing since Mario World.
Yeah, I know, but Mario World was really easy too, so, you know.
I don't know, you say that, but I think about several years ago at this point, we were doing the Mario Mania charity event, and when we got to Mario World specifically, we made a rule because it was a race between myself and Ben. No capes. You're not
no capes.
You're not allowed. Yeah, no, that's what I thought too. You're not allowed to use capes at all. So we were grounded for the whole game, and the game was significantly more challenging because you just can't fly over shit.
Mario's kind of weird in the sense that the worse you are at video games, the harder it gets.
That's not weird. That's just video games.
Well, no, in that Mario kind of punishes mistakes pretty difficult, quite a bit.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, because, like, if every time you get, like, if you can't even make it to the end of a stage, you know, then you don't ever get to keep the cape. And so you have to deal with the more difficult levels without that extra wiggle room. It's kind of like, it's like the better you do, the easier it gets, which is a little weird. So I remember that as a kid trying to play Mario World on GBA, and like even a little bit older trying to play Mario 3 in Mario World, like not being the best Mario player, like I had some trouble. I mean, granted, they're not as hard as like Ghosts and Goblins or whatever, but they're they're not like the easiest platformers of all time.
I knew that was going to happen.
I like how you're processing. Well, this sucks.
I mean, I still got it.
You still got it, but it was like I love the hesitancy because he realized this is not going to work.
Yeah, he got to that point and he's like, well, I fucked this up.
I'm kind of like watching this and I'm like, in the comments, I see people talking about how easy Mario Wonder is and how it never picks up. And I'm like, I don't know. This looks pretty fun. I'm liking the level design I'm seeing.
No, the game is a lot of fun. It's not. Here's the thing. If you play a lot of platformers, it's not strenuous. It's definitely, I would say, on par in difficulty with most of the other new Super Mario Brothers games, which themselves aren't super difficult either.
Yeah.
With that said, though, I don't think that every game needs to be outrageously difficult.
I don't think
either.
Being outrageously difficult isn't really a strong part of Mario's identity, to be honest. Discounting lost levels, of course, but they were still finding their stride there. And obviously, what they found with lost levels was that the increase in difficulty wasn't necessarily something that a lot of their players necessarily wanted. Oh.
Auto-scroller.
I do like this auto-scroller, though, in that there is thought that's put into it on top of, like, these hop guys whose names I don't remember. It makes you think about when you jump instead of just, like, waiting for the thing to end.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate.
I like that you can grab stuff with the hopper, though. That's fun.
Could you imagine if you couldn't? Like, this level would be impossible. At least in terms of just trying to grab everything.
Yeah, they put a frickin' a 10-coin purple coin in the frickin'... It's surrounded by spikes, and it's just like, good luck getting this shithead.
I think starting at this point, they do attempt like a gotcha. If you were too gung-ho.
If you jump at the wrong time, yeah. If you jump like here while it's going down, because you think you want to kill that Goomba, but actually you don't, because then you fuck it up and the guy flies. Because he only goes left and right.
He doesn't follow the thing's inertia. So when he launches and he comes back, the platform's going down, which means he'll miss it.
Ooh, yeah, you're right. That is something to worry about. Ooh.
Is that sarcastic or?
No. I'm just imagining being stuck in that situation, and I'm like, that's definitely the game designers are laughing at you, and you can hear them through the game situation. You look so alarmed as you're screaming with your utterly neutral elephant face. Oh wait, that's the flower.
Yeah, you think that Peach just got a really deep voice out of nowhere?
Well, I can't hear how deep the voices are right now.
Well, that's the thing. Like the elephant power doesn't like change your octaves at all. Still just have regular speaking voice to the elephant.
Well, I mean, I'm listening to you guys, so I've got my game volume down way low, so I could hear someone screaming, but I couldn't exactly make out the register.
Are you sure it's going for the game? Maybe someone outside of your place is in trouble.
Nice. You know, a lot of the level design artwork that I'm seeing here kind of reminds me of Sonic games. Specifically, in this level's case, it looks a lot like the Sonic Advance series. Like, this is the kind of level design geometry that I associate with Sonic Advance 2.
Really, I'm surprised you're able to see what kind of level design Sonic Advance 2 has when you're going so fucking fast past it.
At some
and I'm
point,
saying this as someone that loves that game.
Look, at some point you have to go through the level slowly to find all the freaking.
And I don't like wasting my time.
Yeah, but you must have done it at some point, unless you just.
I did once, and I hated it, and I never did it again because of how much it sucked.
Yeah. Ugh. It's like, you know.
Seriously, like I know, like it's only a matter of time before we get to it. But what were they fucking thinking with those special stages? And all three, like I don't know why they made getting the caster mode such an ordeal.
Well, in Sonic Advance 1, I don't necessarily hate it. I don't necessarily like it, but you know, it's basically just finding a hidden ring, except there's only one in the stage, so it's kind of annoying. But
At least in 3, the special stage itself is super easy.
At least in 3, you can keep the chow you find when you find them. Advanced 2s, you need to get them all in one go.
Oh,
system.
So when Sonic games actually make you explore, then people don't like it.
It's exploration in a game that wasn't built for exploration.
Yeah, that's
the problem.
That's the thing.
I'm just being a dick, but it's just I'm finding it. I like pointing that out.
And you know, it's an interesting case study in how exploration in Sonic games works, because like you try to explore in the advanced 2 and 3 levels, and it's just no fun because there's nothing to find in between the specific things you're looking for.
We had to go into the Sonic tent at the end of the fucking video. I was like, no, save it for the beginning because that's extra content. We can just we can carry the whole part.